What's up, Nerdgenic Nation? So DC Fandome just wrapped its nearly 4-hour presentation, and there was a lot to cover, so if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, we did. So here's everything you need to know about DC Fandome 2021 in 9 minutes. Now this technically isn't news to contribute to the overall video, but it's a sweet score that incorporates popular DC themes. It's awesome, we love it, and it gave us chills. In this first look in short scene, Black Adam's suit looks totally cool, and the resurrection of Black Adam looks straight out of the comics. Hopefully the highly anticipated and long-awaited movie will live up to the hype. The Flash series suit has slowly evolved to get better and better, but is anyone still really watching The Flash? Does it even really matter? This quick little behind the scenes featurette gives us a sense of the film being bigger and more epic than the first movie, but it also kind of feels like a Power Rangers movie at times. I don't know if it's just the way that it was shot in this behind the scenes feature, or if that's how it's going to be in the movie, but that's just the vibe we got. This series looks interesting. It might be funny, especially for fans of Gumball, Steven Universe, and Adventure Time, but it's most likely a skip for us. We are crazy excited for the Suicide Squad game, but this was just more footage of the game cinematics, but no real gameplay, which could definitely be a make or break for this game. The Peacemaker series looks extremely funny, and the teaser trailer has us excited for the random weirdness, and thank goodness it's coming to HBO Max as soon as January 13th, 2022. As far as Superman and Lois goes, we've heard good things about the show, but we haven't seen it, nor was there much to really talk about or even be excited about here, so this was just sort of a blah moment. Again, with Supergirl, we've never really watched it, so it's not that heartbreaking to see it go. Now don't get us wrong, we've heard Stargirl is good, but everything about it tells us otherwise, so this footage just didn't do much for us. League of Superpets could be mildly interesting, but it's also just more Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart back and forth in a movie, which is fun, but now that they're making a random movie just for more banter has us kind of disinterested. Though we did notice that Keanu Reeves' name is on the bill, so that might be its only saving grace. Doom Patrol is yet another show we've missed out on, but now that it's on HBO Max and Titan Season 3 is wrapping up, we may need to catch up on it because it certainly looks like it's a lot more fun than Titans. It was difficult to make heads or tails if the Flash movie looks good, because it looks more like a TV series than it does a movie. Though the new Flash suit does look pretty cool and interesting, and we're excited for more Batfleck, Supergirl, multiple Barry Allens, and of course the return of Michael Keaton as Batman. Probably one of our favorite comic book story arcs is Injustice, which is getting a movie treatment based off of that comic, which is based off of the video game of the same name. And we love Injustice, but they'll need to fit a lot of story into this movie, which already has us worried. Blue Beetle has us excited for more representation in a comic book character on the big screen, but the fact that there was so little and just a concept art of a suit that simply looked like a page straight out of a Blue Beetle comic doesn't give us a whole lot to work with. We're not sure how it's been 20 years since the premiere of Smallville, but sometimes we just miss it. Thankfully, the whole series is currently on Hulu, which may be shifting over to HBO Max later, but at least we can watch it again. Just like the Suicide Squad game portion of the presentation, it's more footage and no gameplay. The story looks cool with the Court of Owls, but until we get more, we're just still undecided. Mostly due to its ups and downs in the past, but the cast makes it seem like a fun show we may have to catch up on in our downtime before Season 3 premieres. An anime-style DC movie has us intrigued, but with it being centered on Catwoman and what seems like a Suicide Squad-style story, has us unsure if we want to see it or not. This show was a stretch to begin with, and the fact that it's lasted this long is a miracle. And just like the Flash TV series, it has us asking, who is still watching this? This car-style series centered on DC characters as vehicles didn't have us intrigued to begin with, and with there being nothing for them to show other than a sizzle reel with concept art and a single 3D render doesn't give us a lot of hope. Just like Blue Beetle, we're excited for this, but we'd be a lot more excited if you gave us more than she'll have a full cowl, she'll have red hair, and a single concept image. What can we say? We've been doing a live stream watch party of season 3 and it's had more downs than ups, so we're not putting too much hope into yet another season, but we're still likely to watch it. Once again, another series we've been skipping, not because we've heard it's bad, we've just had a little too much Harley over the past few years, and they too only came with a sizzle reel of unfinished drawings. Finally, something we're excited about, but again, this panel was all talk about the original 90s animated show, how the new series was inspired by the Batman Strange Days short, and how this will be an early stage Batman with no real allies. Really, all that we can do is hope that it will be a fraction of what the 90s animated series gave us. It's very difficult to make a mobile game exciting anymore. The trailer art looked cool, but with no idea of what to expect or gameplay, we won't be pre-ordering anything until we get a little bit more info. This is really exciting as long as you have the money for these figures. They're extremely cool and highly detailed, with upcoming figures from Gotham by Gaslight and 2022's The Batman, but considering the detail and if you get the less expensive ones, they seem to rival NECA figures. Season 3 of Young Justice was a massive departure from the series, and Season 4 looks like it will be even more bizarre. There's already 2 episodes on HBO Max, and unless someone says it's amazing, we're likely to skip it. This seems a bit too much like a YA adaptation, but instead of teenagers, it's Rosario Dawson. Ava DuVernay being involved gives us some hope to a powerful story of a war-torn America, but other than that, we'll need to see some actual footage and not behind-the-scenes stuff to make us decide if we want to watch it. At first we had little interest for this show, but as we've learned more about it, it seems to be somewhat comic accurate and gave us a lot of hope. But then again, it did seem like a weak network TV show, and we all know how Powerless couldn't do it, so we don't have a ton of hope for this one either. The upgraded suits do look pretty cool, and we're excited for this sequel. We just hope all the mythological elements don't make it feel like the Percy Jackson movies. The logo for the anniversary is awesome, and we get a not-so announcement of Wonder Woman 3 coming, though we do just hope it's better than Wonder Woman 1984. We really enjoyed Sweet Tooth Season 1, and we're not surprised that Season 2 is coming. One thing's for sure though, Christian Convery, who plays Gus, was adorable as ever. Yet another DC show we haven't seen and don't have a lot of excitement for, but if you're a fan, then it's good news. And of course they saved the Batman for last, and after what felt like a super long interview, the trailer was super cool, but we're still having a really difficult time seeing Pattinson as Batman. The cinematography, style, fights, and villains all look perfect though. Be sure to let us know what you're most excited for in the comments, and while you're down there, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification to join the Nerdgenic Nation, and make sure you don't miss out on any future videos like our weekly History of series that gives the comic book history of various heroes and villains, or our awesome live stream watch parties like Titans Talk. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, we really appreciate it and hope to see you in the next video.